Nocquet, a French screenwriter and director based in New York City. My short film Open is a thriller about giving up one's sense of self for one's child, told through the story of one foreign pregnant woman in an absurdist, horrifying, conformist environment. I was interested in how the prospect of motherhood could be perceived as either an eye-opening, life-altering experience or a looming oppression.
There's really no need to be afraid. With my guidance, when labor comes, you will settle so deep into your own mind that the baby will just whoosh out of your birthing canal to meet you. Now close your eyes.
My biggest challenge in telling this story was finding a way to embody and literalize the idea of paranoia as a precursor or consequence of motherhood. I enjoy using absurd story elements to create an elevated version of reality. Granting audiences the distance they need from accuracy gives them the freedom to realize certain truths about the world they live in.
Now feel your belly. Feel the warmth you are giving and the warmth your baby is giving back to you.
In order to dramatize my protagonist's mental state when she meets with a hypnobirthing consultant, I sent her into a hypnosis that illustrates her darkest fears. We filmed the actress in a pseudo-void that acted as her own womb. So in this fantasy, she's inside her own body with her baby out of danger's reach. And as the nightmare progresses, a combination of rising music, repulsive sound effects, and an increasingly oppressive voiceover carries the viewer through a horrifying depiction of her baby leaving the safety of her body and becoming a doll for society. So instead of staying in the office for a long, drawn-out conversation scene, I found it much more engaging to try to illustrate the character's feelings with little to no dialogue. The bulk of the film is driven by striking visuals and sound effects.
Now with every breath in, you lift the baby up. And with every breath out, you put the baby down.
I used elements of reality to enhance my protagonist's dark fantasy. So the cookie-cutter women in the waiting room become the hypnotizer's pawns and take away her baby to become one of their own. This level of nightmare actually gave me the opportunity to explore a secondary theme of the outsider. My protagonist has an accent and looks nothing like the other women, and in her fears, her baby turns out looking like someone else. I had in mind a backstory of this woman arriving from out of country to an all-American homogenous community and trying to fit in, all while resisting the urge to give up her own sense of identity. To me, questions of identity and uniqueness are very tied to motherhood, whether it be separation between mother and child, mother and other mothers, or mother and her own sense of self.
You've contributed another one to the world, and we thank you. Just as we have contributed in the past and will in the future, you are one of us now, the mothers.
I got my BFA from NYU Stitch School of the Arts last year, but I've been practicing and studying filmmaking since I was in middle school. After graduating, I've been staying on sets by assistant directing and script supervising short films, music videos, feature films. I focus most of my work on screenwriting in anticipation of the next chance I'll get to direct. And I've also taken several jobs as a story consultant, developing outlines and co-writing with friends and colleagues I've met over the last 5 years.